Hey everybody, welcome back to my Learning and Working with Crystal series video 2. I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. I really appreciate you guys and I'm excited to share this information with you. In this episode, I'm going to talk to you guys about clearing, charging, and safety in working with crystals. So we'll get into the clearing first. I'll show you a couple methods. Oh my gosh, I'm talking faster than I can even keep up with. I will show you a couple methods that I like to use in clearing my stones. So, very common, I'm sure many of you have heard of this, but you can get a bundle of sage. These are usually only a couple bucks at your local metaphysical shop. If you don't have one, you can get them online. They're not super expensive, and this, like even this size, this is probably about the size of a palm. This will last quite a long time. You can use this to clear your space as well as your aura. Sage is great for that. You could also use Palo Santo. These are a little bit harder to get lit, but they smell amazing when you get them lit. When you're clearing with smoke like this, what you want to do is just run the stones through the smoke to clear them. Or you can use a feather and kind of fan it. It's up to you. These two are probably the quickest and safest way to clear stones. I also use a homemade mix of essential oils that I really like in a spray bottle with some water, and you can just spritz and run them through it. That's really helpful as well. These are quick ways of clearing. I don't recommend doing any kind of water or anything of that nature with friable type stones. For example, tourmaline, black tourmaline, or your selenite, your blue kyanites, all those slivery type stones you don't want to use water with because they can dissolve. So don't bury them in the ground. Don't put them in water. They will dissolve on you. Next, you could also use rice. This is really great for stones that are friable. You can use just regular rice, just put it in a container and submerge the stones within the rice and leave them for about 24 hours. And then, throw the rice away when you're done with it. Take the stones out, obviously, and then throw the rice away when you're done with it. You don't want to eat it, especially with things like this. You don't want slivered bits to get off into the rice, and that's just not good. And for polished stones, stones that look more like our tumbled stones, you can run these underwater. You can submerge these in water. I really don't recommend submerging stones in water. I don't think that it's, I just wouldn't want to. I feel like, whatever they use to polish these can start to deteriorate, or like I said before, stones that are friable will just start disappearing. They'll dissolve. So think about what kind of stones you have and what method you feel would be best for clearing. If you're working with them for yourself, odds are you're not going to need to clear them as much as you would think. If you're using them to help someone else's energy, if you're helping heal someone else's energy, then you're going to want to really consider clearing them each time. You don't want anyone else's energy kind of absorbing in or anything like that. So that's really when you want to consider what way is best for you to clear your crystals and how you're using them. So next, I want to go into charging. Yay! This is a kind of a really well-known topic, but some things are a little more intricate than others, and I'll get into that. So you have male and female type stones. This is kind of, some people believe this, some people don't. I really find it to be true. Some stones are more male, they project out more energy, and some stones are more female, and they are softer, and they're kind of an absorbing stone. And by looking at them, you can usually tell what type of stone they are. If they're more clear, like this guy, it's got a lot of clarity to him. This is going to be more masculine. This is going to be more of a projector type energy. And if they're more cloudy, this one has got a mixture of cloudy and clear. You can see a little bit of, let's see if I can get it to focus for you guys. There you go. You can see how it's cloudy towards the top, and then it's clear towards my fingers, and then at the very tippy top it's more clear again. This is a mixture of feminine and masculine, so this is kind of a projector as well as an absorber. And then you have your typical quartz that is not clear at all. This is completely cloudy. This is a strawberry quartz. But so this one's going to be more feminine. The clarity, you know, it's just a huge difference. So that's really what you want to think about as well when you're going to pick out your stones is, you know, something that's going to absorb more feminine, something that's going to project more masculine, or maybe you need the combination of the two. You can always find some of those as well. So charging them. The clear stones that are more masculine that you're going to use for projecting energy out, you want to charge these in the sun. The sun is a very powerful get up and go, vibrant energy, and you want to use that for the motivation and the projection energy. If you are using it for more absorbative needs, you're going to want to charge it out in the moonlight. So your stones that are more cloudy, more milky, those are the feminine ones. Those are the absorbing ones. Those are the ones you're going to want to charge in the moonlight to help kind of rebalance those stones as well. And you can also charge them with your intentions. You can hold them in your hands or whatever's comfortable for you and project energy into them. You can project like a white light into them if you find that that's a way that really works for you. That's another way to quickly kind of get a boost and charge with your crystals as well. All right, so safety. I'm going to start off by saying not every stone you want to touch and then immediately touch other things or your face or your eyes. For example, we have, I'm going to show you guys malachite. I'm going to show you two different kinds. So we have the raw malachite. Some of you may remember this from a enchanted crystal unboxing. This type of stone has copper in it, and if ingested can be toxic. So that's the raw malachite, and here is a polished form, which many of us see it more polished. So this one is safer to handle because it's contained in whatever they use to polish these things. And, you know, so it's just the big difference of, I would still wash my hands even after holding the malachite, but especially after holding raw ones like that one, or the galena. This is lead. So you really want to make sure that after you handle these things, you don't stick your fingers in your eyes or your mouth or anything like that. Don't put it around kids or dogs or your cats or anyone that may not know any better. So just keep an eye out for those kind of things. Know what your stones are made of when you are working with them, so you kind of know what safety factors need to be considered in your work with them. And finally, I want to talk to you guys about making elixirs. A lot of people really talk about gem-charged water, and I am going to say I do not recommend doing the direct method, which would be putting your stones in the water. Stones like this, they will dissolve. Stones like this are toxic. I still wouldn't even put in like a polished malachite. I feel like whatever they use to polish these stones, I would not want in my drinking water. So if you want to use gem charged water, you can do the indirect method, which would be just setting your crystals next to your bottle of water or your container of water, because you're still going to get the vibration that they put out. And it's not going to be leaking into your water in any way. I definitely feel like it's better to be safe than to possibly drink something that's not healthy for you. And, it really is up to what you feel you want to do, but I definitely would recommend the indirect method. So having the stones around the water bottle. You could always use a grid, and you could grid around your water bottle, just put the stones around it, and the energy will go in there that way. So it's the safest way, in my opinion. Just keep them away from like animals and small children, especially the raw ones that are unpolished, just for safety. Because a lot of stones are made of things that are minerals and elements of the earth. So we don't always want to have like copper in our like hands and then in our eyes or whatever. We just want to be able to know that we can use them energetically for what we need and have them be helpful and partners in that way, but we don't necessarily want to do anything that's going to be toxic to our physical form. So that is it for today, you guys. I am so glad you've been here. Leave me a comment below if you have anything you'd like to talk about. And Remember, I have my 100 subscriber giveaway going on, and I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Light and love, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!